Deanna made an egg sandwich, and today we're talking about Jess Mariano. Jess Mariano is, in fact, my favorite male character in all of television, but also just in Gilmore Girls. I could talk about Jess probably for days on end. He's just such a dynamic character with so many different layers, and he grows so much throughout the course of the show, but I will keep it short and sweet. If you truly want to read about Jess Mariano, you can go to the link in my blog because he's all over the place. Like, seriously, I'm obsessed. Jess Mariano is my favorite character because, as I said, he is truly dynamic. And I think of all the characters in the show, he grows the most because he starts off as this punk-ass kid that really just hates everybody, and he's like mean and cold and distant, and then throughout the course of the show, not just when he starts dating Rory, but like as the seasons progress and as we see Jess later in life, he truly just grows up and he becomes a real productive human, and he's just so inspirational to people like me who never liked the idea of like being forced to go to school or who never wanted to go to college in the first place. He's like an aspiration, just like a dream. Like, yeah, I can listen to punk music and someday own my own bookstore, and who's gonna stop me and open a bar that we're not gonna call Cedar Bar Redux? Because why not? Not to mention the fact that he is just so completely dreamy. I'm just so grossly attracted to Milo Ventimiglia that I just can't handle it. He is the ideal man for me forever. There will never be a person that I will meet that will compare to Jess Mariano, which is why I just have to stick with this ideal of Jess Mariano. Someday he's like, if there were a glass ceiling for expectations in regards to relationships, Jess would be the person on top of the glass ceiling whose jean pant leg you're looking up into and saying to yourself, hey, no one will ever be him. That sounds way worse than I meant it to. The basic concept of what I'm trying to say is that Jess is perfect. He knows so much about movies and books and music, and I definitely think of all of the characters in the show, while I do consider myself a Lorelai at heart, Jess definitely helps me grow a lot. I mean, Please Kill Me is one of my all-time favorite books, and it is because of Jess Mariano. I also love Jess because he is basically the male Lorelai. Like, I feel like people give him like a lot of criticism. Everybody just hates him because he's so mean and distant in the first season, and then he like grows, and then he has trouble with school, and Rory just expects so much out of him. But that's something else that you can definitely read about more at length in my blog if you are interested in continuing the conversation about Jess Mariano, like I always and forever will be. But he is Lorelai. He's snarky and he's mean, and he just, you know, has the bad attitude, like she says when she first meets him. Like, she gets it because she was there. She was in that exact same place that he was in. Like, he doesn't have good parents or a real role model. He has to fend for himself, and, you know, he doesn't understand what Luke is going to mean to him at that point in time. Eventually he does. Eventually he grows up, which we see, and which I love because he's just so dynamic. I just can't use another word to describe Jess Mariano but dynamic. He definitely has the greatest effect on Rory, and I really feel like he is a good influence on her character. Like, he doesn't baby her. He doesn't treat her like a doe in the woods. He treats her like a person and like the human that he knows that she has the potential to be. And I love him for that because he challenges her in ways that neither Dean nor Logan nor really anybody else in her life does, because he knows that she can do more. In the same way that she expects more from him, he expects more from her. And their just chemistry is so genuine and real and beautiful, and it's just the way TV relationships should be. Not to mention the fact that their chemistry really was genuine because they really were dating the entire time, and I just find that so charming and adorable and perfect, and I love Jess Mariano.